Morning, folks. Brian King here. Let's get a little light on the subject. I was reading an article this morning by one of the people that I follow. His name is Chris Brogan. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'll put a link for the article in question here. And it reminds me of a conversation that I had with somebody last night. Somebody that was looking at the kind of work that I do and insisting that, no, I have to use this kind of mindset. Hey, Phoebe, because there are different schools of thought when it comes to personal development. There's psychoanalytic, there's cognitive behavioral, there's person-centered, human-centered, whatever you want to call it. There's what's the one that's kind of faddish right now. The name's escaping me. But there are as many different ways out there practically as there are people providing the service. And this person was insisting, no, it has to be this modality, it has to be this kind of treatment, and it has to be done face-to-face. And all I kept hearing this person was safety, security, predictability, certainty, and wrapping themselves in this mindset of limitations, of inflexibility, that it has to be this way or it won't work. And then I read the article this morning. Hey, Susan. Then I read the article by Chris Brogan this morning, and it reminded me, it eloquently stated a absolute truth when it comes to the change we want. And that truth is the strategy that is the best for creating the result that you want is the one that works for you. Period. Think of it as a chili cook-off. Now, personally, with my indigestion issues, I wouldn't go hog wild at one of these things. I've passed them up. But everybody's chili is a little bit different, isn't it? Maybe they use different beans or different spices, or they do something unique with the sauce. They still call it chili. Every single one of them calls it chili. But there are different ingredients, different recipes. So in Chris's article, he says, what's the best diet? And he said, the one you're going to follow. How simple is that? What's the best workout plan if you want to get in shape? The one that's going to give you the results you want. So when people will call me or talk to anybody else and say, well, which modality do you use? Do you use more, dialectical behavioral, or do you use more CBT? What difference does it make? Can I get you the results you want? Yes or no? If it's a yes, you're good to go. For years, absolutely, Carl. For years, for probably 8 or 9 years now, I've been working exclusively online, providing my services. And there are still people that says, oh, face-to-face is better. Well, no, it's not. It may be better for you, but it's not better in general. Because we live in a digital age. Just last night, I was FaceTiming with one of my 11-year-old clients. This is a kid who is sworn off therapists. So if his parents believed that you have to sit in an office and stare face-to-face on somebody in a very clinical feeling environment, this kid would have been a no-go and he would have been stuck for God knows how long. But because they were open to the idea that let him communicate the way he wants to, with what works for him, because of that, we text when he's having an argument with his sister or he doesn't agree with the consequence, or when he wants to talk real time because we need to problem solve some difficulty or disconnect he's having with his brother. Because we allow ourselves the flexibility and ask ourselves the question, which strategy fits me? What modality works for me in order to create the change I want? Another case in point, my wife, who is relatively neurotypical, but she's quirky in her own way, one of the many reasons I love her, hates talking on the phone. So the ability to text has been a dream for her, because she will text all day long. And even if I'll say, hey, can this be faster if we just got on the phone for a few minutes? Can we do that? No. I hate talking on the phone. All right, so I guess we're going to keep texting. And I don't text as fast as she does, so thank goodness for Siri, where I can just speak it right into the message bar there and hit send. The world is so full of variety, and because of the advances in technology, there are so many more new and beautiful ways to communicate than ever before. And there absolutely, and don't let anybody BS you on this, there's absolutely no one-size-fits-all means to serving another human being. Period. Quote that, tweet it, take it to the bank. So anybody who insists, oh, it's got to be this way, nah, you're lying to yourself. You're just speaking inside your comfort zone. You haven't explored the other ways. So unless you have, you cannot say with any authority that one way is better than another. And even if you had explored other ways, you're still wrong. Because it's simply not true. You know, I've helped people in Australia, in England, when they couldn't find anybody else. What if they said, nope, has to be somebody on my continent, otherwise I'm helpless. BS. Texting, email, the WhatsApp, Skype. There's so many ways for us to reach out and connect with one another. So if you're feeling stuck because you are kind of trapped inside that paradigm that has to be face-to-face, has to be in an office, I want to suggest to you that it's that belief that's holding you back, not the lack of help. The help is out there. The help is everywhere. You just have to be open to reaching out and exploring new ways of receiving it. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you, you wonderful people. Lori, Carl, Susan, Phoebe, I adore you for showing up. Your time means the world to me. And if there's somebody you feel could benefit from this, share away so they can thank you personally for sharing it. Have an awesome day. This has been Brian. We'll talk again soon.